So, why does the moon look like it changes shape in the night sky? One important thing to note is that the moon is still relatively the same day after day. The only big difference to our eye is the sun's light and the moon's orbit. To explain this, you must know that we see the same side of the moon at all times as it rotates. The side we don't see is called the dark side of the moon, even though it isn't always dark. This means that although the side we see is the same, the sun's angle comparative to the moon is not. For example, this is a full moon. Earth can see it because the light faces the side we see. A new moon, on the other hand, is where the moon is in the middle. This means the sun is facing the dark side of the moon, and thus we're unable to see it. This still applies to the waxing and waning parts of the moon cycle around the Earth, where the moon is half full. When you have a waxing moon, the light you can see on it is slowly increasing. The opposite is true for a waning moon, where the light you see is decreasing from a full moon to a new moon. There are also two types of waxing and waning moons. The first is the waxing crescent, the second is the waxing gibbous, the third is the waning gibbous, and the last is the waning crescent. The last two terms for a part of the moon cycle are the first and last quarter. They are the phases in between the new moon and the full moon. The first quarter is waxing after the new moon, and the last quarter is waning after a full moon. All these phases are the result of two factors, the sun and the moon's orbit. As you can see here, the light parts are based on where the moon is around the Earth. This affects how we see the moon on Earth and ultimately affects our perception of the universe beyond.